Welcome fellow cyclists, and thank you very much, 14,500 subscribers. This is my 50-day cycling review since I started cycling after about a 20-year or so lapse. This is 50 actual days of cycling, not calendar 50 days, so 50 days of bicycling, whereas the previous review was a 1-month review with only 14 days of cycling in it. This is actually 50 days of cycling. In it I have some updates, how my fitness is coming along, how all-weather riding is coming along in rain, in the dark, updates about tire, equipment, bicycle, whatever else, how it's holding up. And the reason why we're here on this hill is because this is my nemesis hill. This is the killer hill. This is a section of it where the grade is 16%. So right about there where the big branches are fallen in the ditch is the elevation is about 25 meters above sea level, and these numbers are coming off of a survey monument, so I don't just imagine these elevations or guess them. If you look next to this redwood here, down there, that's where with the traffic lights in the distance, the elevation is 5 meters above sea level. So here is 25, where the branches are. From 25 up here, we are about halfway up the hill, no, halfway up the 16% part of the hill. So from there we have about 8 meters of elevation over a distance of 50 meters. So 8 over 50 equals 16 over 100. It's 16% here for about 50 meters of length, and it's killing me. I can cycle up here in the lowest gear, maybe 1 gear up. Well, it's down on the sprocket, but you know, 1 gear higher. And if I'm especially fit or especially well rested, but on most days it's highest gear or tallest gear only, and is going very slowly up. I never have to push it unless it's like really slippery or frozen layer of ice on it, which does happen, but then just sections of it pushing just for safety, and then keep cycling. I'm gonna give you a demo how it looks like. I have to stand up and get out of the saddle and cycle that way up here because 16% is just too much for my level of fitness. I know I can hear you laughing. 16% is a joke. Yeah, at this point it's a challenge for me, so I'll take it as it is. I have a revised elevation profile here. You can kind of look at it. There it is. Especially this part here, the hill part, and here you can see some of my revised elevation figures that are coming off of. The red ones are survey monument, the green ones are contour lines. So that's how it looks like. Just a little bit of tweaking on it. So in terms of updates, I cycled an additional 515 kilometers, whereas at the end of the 1-month review at 14 days of cycling I cycled 275 kilometers, so now I'm at a total of 790. And even though the 275 in 14 days is about 20 kilometers a day, whereas for the rest of it it's only about less than 15 kilometers a day, but I go shopping and where I push the bike, so I go very slowly, and so that also skews the numbers in terms of average speed and everything. But yeah, I cycle more, bottom line. My average time to get to work is easy, downhill, woo! I can do 70 kilometers an hour downhill here. Of course, no pedaling, just go with the gravity and hope not to crash anywhere, or hope I don't have to stop suddenly. It's okay, I try to do it safely, so it's not that crazy. So my average time improved from 22 minutes to get to work to 21.5 minutes. It's measurable, it's definitely an improvement. My trip time going to work and coming back improved by about 5 minutes as well. I'm 5 minutes faster, so instead of about 58 minutes to get to work, it's now 53 minutes to get to work. And my average speed is improving from about it went up from about 18 to about 19.25 kilometers an hour. It's not a huge improvement, it is an improvement. 1 click an hour is an improvement. And also I have my best average speed figure so far, 21.33 kilometers an hour and I have these updates in this corner of the paper here. Basically, that's what's different. The bold one is what's different since last time. So my cardio capacity is definitely improving. Let's talk about rain. I have a rain gear that I figured it out how it works. It's better than motorcycling in some sense if I cycle to work, because I generate enough heat, so it's less miserable and less cold. Even my fingers, whatever, they are not cold, face, whatever, a little bit cold, but I find it more fun and less misery in rain, like cold winter rains we're talking. So it works if you're pedaling. In terms of light, I have not now, but I have lights on my helmet, tail lights, headlights, of course, spoke lights, as well as lights that I can strap on my shin. Okay, so I'm going all out. In terms of lights, for each of those products with their brands and features, they get their own separate reviews. Ice, I don't have much or significant amount of ice, just a little bit of black ice, a skinny layer of frozen, small patches on north-facing hills such as this. Don't think I'm gonna get studded tires just yet for those few days. I don't know how it's gonna go. It's an experiment, all right? Oh yes, I had a story with tires. Previously I just had 2 flats on the Racing Ralph. I had 7 more flats in 12 days. I'm not kidding you. It's not even funny. The reason for it is Racing Ralph is a gravel tire with big knobs on it. It's a knobby tire, but it's and you would think that it holds the vulnerable part of the tire high above the road where the debris is. It's so thin, it's so easy to puncture. It's not working as is as a commuter tire. Racing Ralph gone, and I mounted Continental's Ride Tour. Now, because the rim, the wire bead that goes around the rim in the Continental Ride Tour is super tight. I had some extra flats, pinch flats, that I caused 3 of them. Whatever. Unskilled and unfit, eh? So anyhow, it's a learning curve. It is what it is. So I mounted those tires with some extra flats. So now I have a total of, I don't know, 7 plus 3, another 10 more flats with tires on top of the additional 2. I hope it's done. I really don't want to get any more flats with this Continental Ride Tour. It's a review with its features coming up separately in a different video. I also have a spare tire that I got for dry weather that I can do maybe way into the spring or whatever, June, July, August, whatever, dry weather tire. I got Continental Gator Skin, so I'm gonna run that later. I had 3 chain and drivetrain cleanup sessions, sprocket, everything, clean it, spick and span. 3 of those sessions, and I'm experimenting with different lubricants. The Race Lube, Muck-Off Race Lube that I used, it runs much, it stains the clothes. Okay, unfit, unskilled, clueless with the tire mounting, I know. It is what it is. It runs and it stains the clothes. I have the stains to prove it. So I'm experimenting with different chain lubricants that run less and stay on for longer. I don't know. So my findings coming up later about chain lubricants and how those are going. So at this point, I have one more item here on the paper. This red, sorry, I forgot to mention, this red thing is my rim tape, my previous rim tape that the bicycle came with, and I'm kind of sitting on it. And this rim tape, this is how Norco Threshold was sold with the Racing Ralph on it, and this is the rim tape. It's stiff, and it's got a glue on the back side of it, and it still slips in the groove. So some of those flats, out of those 7 more flats, when I said 7 more flats, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention, were caused by this rim tape being out of position and the tire, sorry, the inner tube going into the nipple holes, spoke nipples in the rim. That's a problem. So that's where my problem started. So I not only replaced the racing rails with Continental Ritor, I also replaced the rim tape with a Bontrager rim tape, a decent one. That's friction fit, not glue fit. Okay. So with that said, let me show you how this works out. This hill, this 16% works out. Just give me a few seconds to go down. Once I come back up, I won't be able to talk. That's why we filmed it in this order. I also don't have my full set of actual real cycling gear on, like I have no gloves. I was working in the woodwork shop all day long with things, so this is just for a demo, but just do take a look at how 16% hill looks like. Just give me a sec. That's how it's going. 16%, fellas. It's a workout. Right now, when I'm well rested, it's not nearly so much of a workout. It is, but on most days, by the time I'm done with this 50-meter distance and I'm past that car there, where it's back to 9% or so, I'm pretty breathless. And one more thing here, the road next to us in this yonder direction, this is a 9% road. Just for contrast, it goes up yay much. You can kind of see the vehicles coming down on it. So that's how I'm looking, and that's how my fitness level and everything is looking on the 50th day. It's improving. I'm figuring out stuff. I am committed, but I'm still uncertain, not having enough knowledge about a great many things, but I'm finding those out. Updates are coming. Thank you for watching. Keep cycling.